Yeah, so we're gonna be sitting in a panel called Anime and Mental Health. So if you're big on mental health and anime and how anime can help, feel free to tune in.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
All right, y'all good where you are? If you want to move up, y'all can move closer. You can move, it's fine. If you're comfortable, you're comfortable. Everybody all right? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and get started. And those that kind of trickle in are welcome to join the conversation. But this is Anime and Mental Health Main Character Energy Saved My Life. I am Sharmella Chrisman. I am a dual master life coach. I have 2 master life coaching certifications and 12 niches. I don't have a degree, but I made what I do very, very solid so that I'm very equipped to be able to help anybody. I work with people of all ages from about 13. My oldest clients are in their 50s and 60s. I help people pivot in their career. I help you come out of stuck places. I keep you away from that ex that you have no business talking to. I bark at you to make sure that you've eaten, which we were doing with the staff. And my goal is to help you step into the person that you want to be. Not the person that your cousin, your mama, your friends, your next door neighbor, or anybody else wants you to be. Because that, you being the most authentic version of yourself is the most important thing. This is my husband, Michael Chrisman. This is my best friend, Nikki Davis.
Don't call me Michael. Yeah, Mike is good. Michael is triggering. Sorry, carry on.
This is my best friend, Nikki Davis. She is a licensed clinician. It was very important to me when building out anime and mental health, and this is the second panel that we've done. The first one we did at BlurCon last summer, and then we ended up here. It's very, very important. I can share my journey. I can share what I've been through. I can share my opinion on particular things, but these are y'all lives. Y'all are human beings, and I don't play with people's lives at all. So it was very important to me when having these conversations to have a licensed clinician on this panel. And we're gonna end it probably 15 minutes early. That way, if y'all have questions, if you have anything that you want to direct to her, if you need a word of encouragement, if you need me to fuss at you, don't text the ex, don't text them, before you head out, then y'all have an opportunity to talk to the 3 of us. Honey, do you want to give a little background on what it is that you do?
Yeah, so I am the personal training manager for Equinox back in Chicago. In the Loop. Actually got into the health and fitness industry about 15 years ago after professional sports was done with me. I used to be a football player. Don't look like it now, but I used to be a professional athlete. But this is a really important component to what I do as well, because with the coaching that I do and that my team does with the individuals that we work with, we do work in partnership oftentimes with mental health clinicians like Nikki to help people to establish better habits for themselves, and just showing fitness as a component to helping them build self-efficacy in their lives, and seeing that ripple effect take root in other areas is really, really powerful for me.
Hey y'all, I am what I call the Southern Belle therapist. I'm her, except with a degree, 2 master's degrees, 2 licenses. I'm about to be licensed in 4 other states. Hopefully within the next 5 years, I'll be licensed in the lower 48. Mental health is obviously important to me. It's even more important to me that the brown and black population living in America gets something to help us deal with the shit that we deal with on an everyday basis. Hey, yes, I do cuss. Y'all are giving me like I'm doing a therapy session. I cuss in therapy. One of my best friends is actually in the audience, and she can tell you what you see is what you're getting right here, right now. She can do. She's actually been on the brutal end of my professional career. And so when she called me last year and told me that happened, that I was going to be sitting on this mental health and anime, I was like, okay, bet. And I just kind of show up. That's it. Questions, concerns can be addressed after. Yes. If you've not gotten beverages or had a snack, go eat. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll bark. Make sure you eat, make sure you stay hydrated.
We in Texas and it's hot.
Okay, we care about your well-being. Let me see, because this can go a number of different ways. Our journey, the three of us became connected years and years ago, and it kind of flows into why we built this out. Nikki and I have been friends for 14 years at this point. We became friends on Facebook, and then after going through multiple failed relationships, my husband is the third husband. The third husband. So let me just put a pin.
You didn't want the first two.
Okay. It's okay to get it wrong. Let's just put a pin right there. It's okay to get it wrong. Oh, I'm also almost 45. The one in the back is my best friend.
This is one of them times I wish we had like a camera crew, because the face he made was like, what?
Yeah, so I'll be 45 in September. In the back, this pacing back and forth with the hands up, that is my 16-year-old. My oldest son is 25. So I have a very unique perspective in what it is that I do. I've been very blessed having two sons, and then I gained a daughter who's the exact same age. He has a daughter, we have a daughter, that's as my oldest son. So my perspective is unique. I'm just as hard on the women as I am on the men. I'm just as supportive of both. I need everybody to get it right. Whatever right looks like for you. And I'm very auntie-ish. I'm always feeding people. I'm always pushing people forward. And she and I have been friends forever. 2 failed marriages because I wouldn't sit down and heal. Family trauma, parental trauma, relationship trauma, and wouldn't sit down and heal, that led into a nervous breakdown 5 years ago and a suicide attempt. I am a suicide attempt survivor. I had a nervous breakdown and I tried to hang myself. I spent 4 days in the psych ward, and Nikki was the one that made the call. Had me move from one place to the other and everything. She's the one that made the call. And it was one of the hardest, is this gonna happen again moments. And we started this because main character energy really did save my life. I saw a meme years ago that said, I've learned so much from people that don't exist. And it had like Naruto and Ichigo and Killua and Gon and different people on the front of it. And it literally was me tapping into what I saw that wasn't toxic, pulling strength from different characters and letting it help me grow and evolve and push me forward. It helped me recognize problematic behaviors in myself. It helped me recognize problematic behaviors in the people around me, because I was like, oh, we have family members that are like Hisoka.
Oh, man.
Huh?
Jeez.
We have family members that are like Hisoka.
Oh.
That's not okay. So it's the intersection of the two. If you really pay attention, you'll see it. You'll see people that mirror the villains. You'll see people that mirror the heroes that you really didn't recognize in your family, in your friendship circle. The same people that y'all hang with, the people that you have conversations with. Let what it is that you watch reveal the people around you, because that's exactly what it will do. Anime will be a mirror if you let it. It's not just to entertain us. We love it, I love it, and I started with Fist of the North Star. That's what started it for me. And then I started leaning into everything else. But Freezing, Arya and the Scarlet Ammo, and I'm a massive Isekai fan. That's really what's kept me sane. Is the whole, let me just be here and let me get transported here. And I don't want to think about nothing else but surviving here. I'll slay a dragon and mind my damn business. And let that be that. But after 4 days in the psych ward, I'm like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to allow people to dictate where my life is going or how I'm feeling or relationally how I interact with people. I'm the main character in my own goddamn story. Like, my story may not look like yours, but people are real quick to tell you what your story is supposed to look like. You're supposed to go to college for this. You're supposed to be doing, no, I'm supposed to, this is my damn story. This is mine. If you want to take a trade, if you want to, whatever it is that you want to do, there's too much out there for you to allow other human beings who are failures at what the fuck they do. And I'm saying that with my whole chest, because I said it and immediately there was somebody in particular that I know y'all thought about. There's no reason for you to allow people that are failures at what they do, and failing is a part of trying. We'll give people, the grace for that. But how they gonna tell you? What are they gonna tell you? Nothing. They mad you confident. They mad you done dyed your hair again. They mad cause you natural. They mad cause your hair is relaxed. Fellas, they mad because you're not doing this. They're mad because you're not doing that. They're like, somebody is going to make you out to be a villain. Somebody's going to complain about what it is you do. Somebody is going to complain about the decisions that you make. You are the main character of your own damn story. Figure it out. Figure it out. And make sure you have mental health support while you were figuring it out. Because if you try to figure it out by yourself, your ass will end up in the hospital the way that I did. Again, I'll be 45 next month. So years and years and years and years of this. I had a stroke at 32 that should have killed me. Years and years of pushing. Years and years of surviving. And survival will make you forget about everything else, including the fact that you're the main character. Survival will have you platform people in your life that really don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to be, what's the I'm a real boy. Like Pinocchio. What'd you say?
They just want to be your Geppetto.
Ooh.
They
Just want to work the
That's a
strings.
and they get off on that. They'll be mad because you're confident and you wear something that they can't wear. I don't like that color. I don't think you should be wearing that. Or you're showing too much skin. You should get a haircut. You should lock your hair up. You should cut your locks off. And they miserable. You have to learn how to take what people say to you and really run it through a filter. This person ain't shit. I don't really think I can take seriously anything that they say. Some of y'all got friends. Some of y'all came with people to this con that you know ain't shit.
That's tough.
So if your feelings
That
are
is
hurt or you had big feelings, look at the people around you, right? Because how many of y'all family, friends, hell, your enemies might be better for you than some of your family members.
A word.
Because how many of y'all, we all in here got a little complexion issue, right? We're a little melanated. Have been told you doing white people shit.
That's everybody.
How many people been side-eyed because you might have purple dreads? Right? Because somebody else didn't feel like they could do it, or because you were not fitting within the box that they put you in. Hey, guess what? That's abuse. And they do it because you ain't told them to stop that shit. You ain't had a day of Christmas clapbacks. And it don't just happen on the holidays. Okay. I spend my day counseling people, obviously. Y'all want to know a running thing? Is y'all don't know how to say shut the fuck up to anybody. Because we are so used to making other people comfortable while we sit and we be uncomfortable and unhappy. Right? When I tell you this is how we literally got together, is because I cussed her out on Facebook loudly in a group of people. I was like, what the hell you doing? You want to talk about, I don't want to live anymore. I said, over a dusty man. I said, girl, you are the main character in this shit. You are the head bitch in charge. And yet you don't act like it. Right? Because every day you have to figure out who you are. How many of y'all were unhappy before you started cosplaying or getting into anime or cartoons or being a Disney adult?
Raise a hand. Y'all keep it real.
How many? Why were you unhappy?
Most of the time it was because I didn't feel like myself walking through halls of look at you. Thank you. So I really just didn't feel like myself whenever I was in rooms with people that either looked like me, didn't look like me, or even with relationships, they were still the same. I felt like I was just hiding whoever I thought that I should be. So it was like, oh, you know, you have to end whatever it is because you aren't happy and you're walking around and you're a shell of yourself. That's pretty much what it was in a nutshell. And then I actually met her and we legitimately opened the box of dress how you want, be who you want, do what you want, live how you want. And that is legit. It has been like full force since then. So, yes.
The thing that I told, I love making people uncomfortable. Just the disclaimer. I love making people uncomfortable because I want y'all to grow. And it's all love. Here. Okay? Came out after a most of the time. Don't be like that. Okay? It's real Drake-ish. Don't be like that. I am white skinned, so let's go with it. Recovering from a suicide attempt, and then he was healing from a breakup inwardly. I had no clue. I started blogging because I was healing outwardly, and like spoken word poetry and like blogging and everything. And fun fact about Mr. and Mrs. Chrisman, we met in a group on Facebook. We were friends, strictly like no sexual innuendos, no little songs through text message, no like none of that. We were friends solid for a year online, casual conversation, and then the nervous breakdown and the attempt happened. Being in the hospital, he would check on me after the fact, still nothing flirtatious, none of that. I thought I was gonna try and date, and he ghosted me.
Not me.
The guy.
Not me. Not me.
Not me.
Because look, yeah, I saw the looks of confusion on everybody's face. How am I dating you right now if you just
I was about to
ghosted?
date somebody.
You welcome, sister. I just wanted to make sure. Hey, listen, Bible said in all I get an understanding. Okay, so I just want to make sure everybody got an understanding. We're all on the same page. Okay, turn back to the chapter where you was, sister. Go ahead.
So the guy ghosted me. When I did a spoken word piece, it's still on my Facebook page if you search for it, called Ghosting. And like I read it and posted it. Less than 3 days after that, I got a 3-minute long video message from him. 3 minutes and 12 seconds to be precise, where he was just encouraging me. It literally, he was wearing a t-shirt that said, "You're awesome." And he was literally just encouraging me. You deserve better. You're a good person. We all need somebody like that. And platonic friendships exist. You don't have to date every person. It's not, you can have platonic love for a person and have boundaries in place. You can, it's possible. And then he encouraged me and I was like, ooh, for 15 minutes. And then we talked for the first time and we FaceTimed and I was like, can you tell me that you don't like me? Tell me that you don't like me so that I can shut the door to any kind of idea of anything, because I would enjoy having you as a friend. And he was like, I'm sorry, I can't do that. And I was like, oh God, what's about to happen now? And then we constantly talked, and then he had a family emergency. 2 weeks barely after that. He had a family emergency. I rode the bus 17 hours from Atlanta to Detroit, where he was at the time. We live in Chicago currently, and I never left. We were married in less than 45 days. And we didn't get to date. Ever.
I didn't know what kind of cereal she liked.
But he knew enough that he knew that her best friend sent a very threatening message.
Yeah. I definitely got some inbox messages like, listen up. I was like, first of all, you listen up, because you don't know me like that.
And I didn't care. She was rowdy with it, very, very protective. And we were married in less than 45 days, and we've been married for 5 years. It can happen. Life will hand you something, fellas. Don't side-eye everybody. Give yourself an opportunity. Just ask the right questions. This is 2024, and people don't know how to handle rejection. We laid everything out. We said all sales are final. We laid out everything on the table. Traumas, all kinds of stuff. And we decided to have hard conversations that make people uncomfortable about money, about what you will and will not do during sex, everything. It was put out there from the very beginning. And we've been married for 5 years. It can happen, and it can happen quickly, but you have to get to the place where you're kind of healed to the point internally where you stop sacrificing and you stop settling. Settling is we hear it, but it's what y'all are doing. You hear it, but it's what you're doing. You have to understand that there's a difference between isolation and solitude, and I don't think a lot of people know that.
They don't.
It's not the same thing. If you learn to enjoy solitude, you give yourself room for the right person to find you. Because who will sit their ass at a table somewhere and eat some pasta by myself? It's me. I will go to the movies by myself. I will go to the mall by myself. I will go to the amusement park by myself.
I came to a con by myself.
Because I'm enough. Do you feel like you're enough?
Yes.
So let me tap back into something. When I said that I came to a con by myself, why did y'all gasp? Why did some of y'all go, wait a minute? Why?
Christian.
People know it.
Y'all give my boy a chance. He hustling all the way from the back.
There you go, Christian.
Why not?
I don't know. It's a lot of people. And you see everybody with everybody.
Oh, I'm not with anyone. I too am not with anyone.
If you flying solo at this con, raise your hand. If you came by yourself.
Chris, let me see. Here, take bags from the right for the fellas and bags for the ladies. And raise your hand. Keep your hand up if you came solo.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then Chris.
Right? So we
Appreciate
have to break
the follows
out of
out, by the way.
idea. This is where you are your main character, right? Because how many people when you come with somebody or come with a group, y'all gotta agree what you're doing, where you're eating.
That's too much.
Right? Versus going, okay, I want to go to this seminar and maybe go back to the hotel room for the rest of the day. That's because we have been taught that you have to have people around you to enjoy the world that we live in. When in actuality, hell, sometimes the world is more enjoyable by yourself because you can do exactly what you want.
Christian, are you checking the contents of those bags?
He is not.
Gentlemen, if you have a bag and it has a perfume sample in it, hand it to a young lady. Just, okay.
Chris is just going. And when we talk about that main character energy, right? If you think about some of your favorite animes, it's always that one, right? Always that one that is that they always in some shit or doing some shit, right? They either acting their ass or being that bitch, right? And what do you take from that? Are you trying to be that person, or are you trying to be that homeboy in the back that don't say much, don't do much, and they ain't really shaking the table? They just literally playing a background role.
Us three too.
Shaking the table, right? All right, so when we talk about mental health in anime, one of the things when her breakdown started, I was literally like, what do you like to do for fun? And she's like, I don't know. I was like, no, wait a minute. You literally sat here and talked about an anime for 3 days. You made a discussion for 3 days about an anime. I think that's your fun thing to do. I really need you to get into that for a coping skill. How many of y'all got into anime, comics, because you needed something to cope with life? Right? So, last year during DreamCon, a young man in the audience said he likes to watch Death Note when he is depressed. I said, no, wait a minute.
Hold on.
Like, we were literally all sitting in the room and everybody was like, wait, hold on. No!
That is a bad choice and a half.
So my shirt was made for you. Say no to Death Note and depression.
Absolutely not.
Do not do it. Okay? No!
There is no hear you out. Read the shirt, blink a couple times, read it again. let her have the mic, Chris.
Let me make it clear so there's no confusion. I hate Light Yagami. I do not relate to him, okay? That's not why it's there.
I can do with that one.
I am here to see his downfall, and I'm trying to understand why nobody else thought he was a sociopath. That's all. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
And on like that,
See, now there's a
I
scenario.
relate to him.
There's a scenario where main character energy doesn't save lives. It actually takes them.
Actually takes them. What you say? And I say that because, right, when we talk about our comfort shows, our comfort animes, how many of y'all have your comfort shows?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
If you don't, we got a problem, and I want to talk to you when we're done. Okay.
No, I just Light Yagami was just a genius, though, man. I know he was diabolical and killed a lot of people probably shouldn't have killed, but my thing is that he felt like the world had to be purged of like people who were doing just diabolical things. He knew it, like every time he was playing something, it was already pre-planned. He was setting up people that, like, we all know that he had that his love interest loved him, but he didn't love her. He knew, like, I can use her. And just, everything was pen to paper. I'm planning, I'm plotting. And sometimes you just be like, I don't know. My idea of thought is like, man, I deal with a lot of people that, like, I don't know. This world just, I don't know, it's not a good thing to talk about. Sometimes people I just feel like need to be, you know.
Hey, you want to know what stops you from dealing with those people?
Do not say that. Do not say that.
You want to know? You really want to know what stops you from dealing with those people?
What's the person?
Come on, Nikki.
Oh, here we go.
You do.
Real.
I think everybody needs to realize that you have more control than you think you do. Because people, I tell people all the time, I'm not a nice person.
I can confirm she is not.
I am not a nice person. I am a kind person. I'm deeply compassionate and very empathetic and real supportive. But I'm not a nice person. I wasn't raised around suckers, and I don't keep suckers around me. And I can't, by having that understanding, I don't like suckers. I don't do suckers. And people operate in sucker shit 90% of the time. When you recognize that, you purge your circle and you keep them suckers from around you. I don't keep suckers in the workplace. I don't like suckers out when I'm dining. I don't like, and it comes off them, the language that they use, how they interact with you. You can tell when you step in front of a person how they feel because their body language starts to shift. Like, I talked to one girl on, my son and I rode the train here, and I'm talking to people and encouraging people on the train, and I was like, don't stop rolling your shoulders forward. Stand, like, push your shoulders back. Like, not a puff out your chest, but roll because your posture is affected when you're in the presence of particular people. How your body responds to, like, you'll get a physiological response when people's energy is off. Your body will be trying to warn you. People that you cool with, people that you grew up with, your parent. Okay. Your parents are your parents, but they're still people. Your parents are part of the problems you have today. And you've been subjected to stuff through them. Their trauma, their tainted perspectives are all, so your body language reflects that. Your shoulders will roll forward.
I'm holding it.
Thank you. Oh, God. Okay. Hey, and while she does that, I would like to say that's what we call parental projection.
Yeah. Okay. So
Good.
you see how I'm standing. I'm 5'6". So you see how, wait, let me get on my chancletas. Okay. So you see how I'm standing. This is my regular posture. So you see what happens when you're in the presence of somebody that's off is your shoulders go up and your shoulders will roll forward. The back of your neck and the upper part of your back will start to hunch some. And all the muscles through here, hey, he'll break it all down. All the muscles through, I call it the hanger area here through the base of your neck. Go ahead, baby. What is it?
It's your thoracic spine. So all of the muscles in your trapezius, your upper back, all of your, what we would call internal rotators of your shoulders, they get active. And there's actually, and Nikki can kind of point to this probably, there's a psychological phenomenon because what you're doing is you're actually making yourself smaller. And it kind of points back to your neuro-linguistic programming because you want to be perceived as non-threatening.
You want to make other people, say it with me, comfortable.
Right. Wow.
And your body is showing this. So you're not even showing up as your best self. No matter what you do, no matter whether your hair is done or not, no matter what you have on, when you step into the presence of somebody and their energy is off, your body reflects that. You'll start to get nauseous. Your stomach will start to bother you. You'll start to fidget. You'll start to stim. You're messing with your braids. You're messing with different things. I don't have time. Like, I'm the oldest and I have 2 brothers. And I just don't, I've learned to not have to guard myself in that capacity because I don't do suckers. If you sit in that and say, I don't do suckers, whatever a sucker is in your eyes, is it somebody that always has something to say when you try to show up as the best version of yourself? Is it somebody that always has something to say when you want to do something by yourself? Because people will want to leech off your energy. If your energy is healthy and you're working towards being better, they will want to be up under you. They want to be under your light. They want to, while mentally putting you in a box. So when you make an effort to do, let me tell you, in full transparency, because I keep it 100/100 over here. When I tell you nobody wanted to support me doing this, they wouldn't share flyers. They wouldn't. I had people that sponsored that wanted to be a part, like Moon Layer Studios. I have a young lady that's a makeup artist and hosts a podcast who gave toward giving you stuff. Moon Layer gave first editions of their manga, first editions of their comic book. They made these shirts for me to give away with my tagline on it. I have other business owners, 2 other coaches that sewed into this. But the people in my immediate circle, another round of purging took place. Because what? Who's around you matters. And me wanting to do something for other people was real important to me. And they did not want to support it because they're suckers. And anytime you try to take steps outside and become bigger than the box that they put you in, they will despise it. Because they want you in that box. They don't want to see you move forward. They don't want to see you get the degree. They don't want to see you in cosplay. They don't want to see you having, they be the main one. Oh, you look so cute. And be mad. Congratulations. And you can feel it when you read the comments. Like, we're innately built like that. Like, we're all built to hear and see very, very clearly. So if you read a comment and somebody's talking about congratulations and it don't sit right, block them. Block them. I don't care if they live next door. Because you don't want that type of energy flowing to you and through you. You go out, you go to the movies with your friends, y'all work out together. I see you, sir. Okay? Y'all work out together. And you be around them and they're not okay. It's not that life has become hard for them. It's that they're allowing their life to be like that. That's the cycle that they chose for themselves. She is my sister because she did not allow me to sit in my own mess. And she was absolutely prepared to lose me as a friend, hurting my feelings in order to try to get me to pivot into the best version of myself that I could be. Those are the people that challenge you are the ones that you want to keep near. Niggas that want you to settle have got to go.
They want you to settle because they have settled. They do not see themselves doing anything more than what they have at the present, right? If you up here talking about you want to start a business and they constantly going, but can you? Why are they still there? And why are you people pleasing enough that you let them stay there? Because how many of y'all got people pleasing behaviors?
Be honest. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's a safe space, y'all.
If we're talking about becoming the main character, we got to identify why we're already not the main character. Okay? Those people-pleasing behaviors come from you not wanting to shake the table and make other people in the room uncomfortable around you. Y'all trying to figure out why I'm sitting on the stage versus the table. Just because. I do this in therapy. I literally will sit on the floor with a client and be chit-chatting like we just sitting there. Right? Because sometimes I got to come down. I got to sit with y'all. I got to be with y'all. Because otherwise, it's just going to feel like, oh, she's just a therapist and she's just talking. Well, no, I'm just like you.
Because she's not talking at you. She's talking to you. She's talking with you. And this is why we press having a clinician. This is why we make sure you follow her. Make sure you find out what state she's licensed in. How can you connect with her? How can you, coaching sessions? How can you something on the side? Whatever. I've bartered with clients. An hour of coaching with me is $200. A client was so hungry for growth. I was like, child, I need a wig, child, and send me a wig. And it was an Amazon wig, curly, and it was fire too. Because people, when you want to get to your breakthrough, whether it's in health and wellness, whether it's in mental health, whether it's through coaching, when you're hungry to get to the next level of your life, you're going to fight for it. And I keep trying to tell people the same way that people don't understand that isolation and solitude are not the same thing. stepping on, let me get up, because y'all play too much. That's why I came down here, girl. My knee's bad, I can't. I used to be able to drop down.
Just take the steps, mother, and
get
just sit right on
my
the edge.
eagle on,
You
but I
gotta-
can't. Okay.
Hey, there you go.
I
There
can't
you
drop
go.
down and
Use
get
what
my
they gave
eagle
us.
on no more, Jim Ward. Okay. We all right. Glory. Okay. A lot of people don't, stepping on someone and stepping over them are two different things, are not the same thing. If you have to step over a person to get where you need to go, step over their ass. Step over them. I don't care if it's your mama. Hell, sometimes it might be her. And it's okay. Step over them because they're blocking you from moving forward. People will block you. We ain't playing basketball. I'm not playing Madden. And like, if I gotta stiff arm you to get you about my way, you're definitely not supposed to be there. Step over these people.
Chris, we got a hand in the back.
Hi, I'm coming to you right now.
Yep, go ahead, Chris.
You got the mic.
I thank you.
I just didn't want to be sitting up there by myself. It just felt weird.
I was wondering, would you say there's ever a scenario where the only way to step over someone is to step on them?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Alright, good, because I was thinking the same thing. I
Yes.
just didn't want to say it.
And twice on Sunday.
Yes.
Okay? And if you need to do it in Doc Martin boots, they are absolutely comfortable when you do it. Okay?
Because when you think about it, there are people that are, how do I say it? I don't have to be PC with y'all. There are people that are very violatory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a form of violence against you to not let you be yourself. It's a form of violence against you to be like, you gotta stay here and look like this and do it like this. Because get that shit out of my...
So you want to know a secret? It ain't kind of violent. It is. That is the epitome of psychological abuse. And if you could keep sitting in it and keep staying in it, you are contributing to your own detrimental mental health.
A word.
Let me say this. So going back to the idea of people wanting to keep you in a place. Oftentimes we deal with people who are either mental, spiritual, emotional vampires, right? So if you think about it, it's such it is. When you think about that, they want to corral you because they want to keep you small so that they can continue to harvest whatever it is that they need from you. Pass you this.
But what if they say it's a form of protection to keep you small?
It's a lie.
It is a form of control. They don't really love you. They love the idea of you and what you can give them.
And they love exerting the control. There are people that
Did they answer your
literally,
questions now?
because their lives, baby, go ahead. Because their lives are the way that they are, your mama didn't finish college. Your cousins didn't do nothing with themselves. Your brother didn't do nothing with himself. Your homegirls' heads are a mess. The wigs are dry. They don't like you doing anything with yourself. These people they're mad that you're trying to do anything. So what they'll do is be like, no. Girl, you shouldn't start your business. Girl. Everybody, I hate that phrase so much. Everybody is doing that.
So what?
If I hear a person tell me everybody is doing that, I'm not a nice person. I will lean on them. Because there are so many people that and it's a US mindset. Everybody is doing that. There are billions. What if you're not supposed to be here? But nobody is telling you that. Because they want your ass here. Where they can put their foot on your neck and keep you from moving forward. They want you here, but what if you're supposed to be in South Korea? They want you here, but what if you're supposed to be in Trinidad? Like, they want you here. What if you're supposed to be overseas? They want you here. What if you're supposed, like, they want you here where they can continue to exhibit these abusive behaviors and keep you oppressed. They want you here. But there are billions and billions of people in the world that want whatever it is that you carry. You just have to understand that, and you have to be okay with that. We had no clue how many people were going to show up today. We had no clue what it was going to end up being or anything. But it's those who are in the room is who is full. Because we don't have time for this. You don't get time back, bro. You don't get it back. Every second that you waste on this fuck shit and these people that don't really care about you and have these abusive, toxic ideas of what affection and love and protectiveness. Who are you protecting me? Nick, what? Who are you protecting me from?
Because it damn sure enough ain't you.
But what if because I know I love my dad, but he wants me to accept my half sister, and I don't judge what he did before I was even procreated, but I've tried.
Your dad wants you to be Jesus. You ain't. Stop trying to placate that man, because he wants you to be all loving to a person that he produced. That is not your problem. Take yourself off that cross and let that man deal with his own sins.
But the problem is that I've kind of backed myself in a corner. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of saying this, but I'm the type of person that I roll with the punches. I just go like, all right, it's whatever. And then, I'm normally the person, I always tell people, I'll just take the bullet. I'll do the things that people don't want to do, and I'll just flow with it. But I can't make myself, I keep looking myself in the mirror and go like, yo, what is wrong with you? We just flow with this, just accept it. But my body won't. I keep trying to make myself, but like something just in me won't let me accept it. And my dad looked at me, everybody looked at me like, what's wrong with you? She's family. And I'm like, no, like, y'all didn't tell me this person existed for all my life, and now I'm about to graduate high school, and you're telling me this is my half sister? Like,
she is your half sister by blood. Once again, take yourself off the cross and let that man deal with his own sins. Mm-hmm. The reason why you keep getting the boo-boos and your stomach is upset is because your body knows good and damn well this ain't what we need to be doing. Mm-hmm. This is not your burden to bear.
It's not your responsibility. And adults will do that. And again, my son, you see my baby, like, adults will do that. They'll oppress and be like, you have to. Because that's what they want.
Who is your favorite anime character? Yes.
Luffy.
And so what can you take from him?
Yeah, he's always going to say what he wants to say. He's never going to sit in the background. He's always going to speak his mind.
And yet you won't do it.
I'm too used to taking it. Like, I'm normally the person that just go like, it's whatever, but...
And this is why you're here. So you can take this and follow her and take this information and take this information with you. You don't have to. And one of the things that I love about Luffy is the fact that he's such a free spirit. Mm-hmm. Like, he exhibits and exudes a level of, I'm free. I ain't here to hear what you talking about. I ain't here to hear what you talking about. I'm about to be, it's all of them. Him, Asta, Naruto, like all of those, even Gon, all of those personality, those archetypes are the ones that operate in the greatest sense of freedom, are the ones that you lean into. I'm not going to allow these people to oppress me. It's not your responsibility to embrace the shit that other people are doing while psychologically destroying yourself, which does nothing with, even if you're supposed to have an interpersonal relationship with this young person, that's something that may not happen for another 5 years. You know what I mean? But because people are oppressive and parents tend to be oppressive, they'll immediately be like, you just gotta be cut. No. And this is from a mama. Get that bullshit, get that corn, what is it, from Nacho Libre? Get that corn out of my face. Get that corn out of my face. You don't have to, but this is grooming. That's what grooming, parental grooming looks like. You have to take this. You have to go to this college. You have to go into this field of study. You have to do this with your life. You have to be this kind of friend. You have to be this kind of person. That's what grooming, my job is to be a steward over the life that came through me, not to rule over him. He came to me, he's heading into his junior year in high school this fall. He said, well, I don't want to think about college because I'm really not interested in the crushing debt. Like, he said, I'm like, okay, fine. If you want it to be trade school, if you want to open a barber shop, if you want to write books, if you want to go, whatever it is that you want to do that's legal, I'm your pusher. That's legal, then we will support you on that and we'll build it up, and that's fine. But parents, you need to be going to college, and you ain't gonna help me pay off this damn debt. What do you even mean? Like, but it makes you feel better about the idea of me. It makes you feel like, pass the mic, Chris. It makes you feel good about how you're parenting me. It makes you comfortable. The idea of it makes you comfortable. Why? Because of whatever you're toting, whatever you're feeling, whatever you didn't do with yourself, whatever you failed at, they tend to dump it on us. And they don't say nothing, which is a violation. And I hate to use this word, but I will because I feel like y'all will get the point. It is a rape. It is. It's very much like a spiritual kind of violation in that aspect. It's a rape.
Oh, dang, Zam. I'm sorry
You
to hear
have
that.
to do this. You have to go to this school. You got to take this major. You have to be like this. This is what you have to do. Why? Because I want you to.
Let's get that young man in back.
One thing I learned is the only thing we have in control of are basically how you react to things, forgiving yourself. But I think the most important lesson that I've learned is just boundaries of like setting that hard line of like, I'm okay with certain things. I related to the fellow over there of like, I roll with the punches, but I drew a hard line of certain things. And that includes with families, with friends. And when I draw those lines, I'm like, okay, I'm willing to lose them because I always see long term. And if this helps me long term, I'd be better off for it, yes. And with the choices that you do, I always think I have to do what's good for me. And if that consists of like being on my own. Losing friends, I made my peace with it. It hurts at the short term, but looking far ahead, I'm better off. And I've made a lot of choices that led me to this of, I could have stayed with my parents and that would have been easier short term, but for my mental health, for me, I was like, it's not the thing. So if people are willing to join you in that, lend a hand, extend that hand. So you don't have to be alone, but make sure that those people will push you forward and not pull you in the cement of like, you gotta stay here with me. I'm like, no, you gotta always move ahead, but always be empathetic of like, hey, you may not understand why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna explain it to you. But just so you understand, you don't have to agree, but you understand. But I always encourage people, draw those boundaries, but you have to know yourself before that.
Absolutely.
So that's the best power you have.
Got one young lady over here with the butterflies in her hair.
So I'm new to the One Piece train, and it started as something my friend told me about. She was like, we should watch it together, and I was like, but honestly, since watching it, I've been having a good time. And since watching it, Luffy is also my favorite character. And I'd be like, with the way the world is now, as we all know, I'm like, if anyone knows a Luffy or has seen him, come get me. I'm not above pirate activities at this point, But I also had a moment where I was like, instead of waiting on Luffy, it's time for you to become Luffy.
Yeah, come on.
You have to make that peace for yourself. sitting there waiting, it makes you be a victim. And it's always, why is this happening to me? Why me? What did I do? You sat there and you took it, and that's why you're still taking it. So it's hard to go against something that you've always done, but the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. That's all I wanted to share.
So one of the things I tell my students, I'm also a professor, is as a professional, right, I had to decolonize my practice.
Come on.
I also had to decolonize myself. Is why am I behaving the way I am? Is it because that's what I've always been taught that I'm supposed to do? If you're from the South, you were 9 times out of 10 raised in the church. Right? And you know you're supposed to do and follow everything your parents say that you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to school. You're supposed to get married as a woman. You're supposed to have them kids. Luckily, that wasn't my parents. Heaven help the world, they raised me. Okay? I was born of integration babies. My parents were involved in a race ride the first day of their high school career. And here we sit, right? But it comes down to saying what was working for somebody else. Was it actually working, or were they just living in Deluluville and because it felt comfortable? It was safe. It was not hurtful. It wasn't painful, right? But how many of you are in pain because you're still trying to live in somebody else's box? And how do you cope with that pain? And your credit card bills hate you, but Chase loves you. Okay. When we talk about how do you cope with the things that you have been dealing with, how do you actually cope? Do you have coping skills? And hey, yes, the THC helps anxiety, but if you have to do it every day, baby, you're an addict. You have your hand up.
Well, I have so many things I want to say, but such little time. Thank you, ladies, for talking about, you didn't really say it, but being intentional about who you bring into your life. I know kind of like coming into 28, like I've been like, you know, what does it mean to like succeed and to be happy as a grown woman? And it's all about just being intentional. Even though like when I was younger, I'd be like, what does being intentional mean? Like I like the chaos, I like to have friends, I like to have a life, but being more aware of what I'm bringing into my life has made it so much better. Even though sometimes when you don't live with intention, it's okay, but it's been great. And thank you so much for also like saying I'm kind instead of being nice, because I come from people who pride themselves on being nice, but learning from one of my other mental health coaches is kindness can be performative.
It very much is.
So being a kind person is more genuine than being nice to make other people like you. So I really appreciate you kind of making a statement in that. Thank you, ladies.
Stop being nice.
We have one other person in the class.
I would also say that with the people that you bring into your life, that they will be there for you. And a true friend is a brother to you at all times, not just some of the time. So you have to make sure that you notice who those people are, what kind of qualities that they have, and don't take them for granted.
Yeah,
The taking for granted keeps you guarded. When you're so guarded, we tend to act like a wolf with our foot caught in a bear trap. And there's this, do I let them in? Do I let them in? Do I let them in? If you learn how to establish healthy boundaries, you're either going to draw in who's for you, you know, and you're going to repel who's not for you, because your boundaries are not rooted in toxicity. They're not rooted in fear. They're not, you know, if you say this is the kind of friend, date your friends. It's not something that people say, date your friends. Not everybody is for you. We tend to be like this. I'm always ready to give a hug, but we can't have everybody We can't have everybody that close. Date your friends. Go out with your homeboys. Is this the person that if something happened to me, can I call this person in an emergency? Can I wake this person up? I have friends that have all kinds of belief systems. Christians, I have Hindu friends, Buddhists, I have atheist friends, like all kinds. And it's the, can I call you and get comfort at 3 a.m.? If I can't call you and get comfort, if you can't, who's going to sit with you if something happens and you in the emergency room? Whether you're vomiting or if you done tore an ACL. You know what I mean? Like, and learn how to compartmentalize. Because there should be, and y'all, in some of these, I'm going to hand these to y'all because there's enough where I can just love on y'all. Make sure you follow us. Make sure you scan that QR code so you can give me some feedback on everything. And y'all keep in touch with us. I don't play about people. But I use this analogy for folks. The house analogy. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
There are people that you speak to that are across the street. You have a fence in place. It can be a wire fence, chain link. It could be a white picket fence. But there should be a fence in place. You have people you see across the street. Hey, how you doing? How the kids? All right, girl. And you have those people. Then you have people that you talk to in front of your fence where the mailbox is. There should be a gate there. You open the gate if you want somebody to speak to in your front yard. You have people that you keep right there that you talk to in that area. Where do you go next? The front steps. We sat on the steps with our next door neighbors. We sat on the steps with kids from the neighborhood. We sat on the steps, you know what I mean? The front steps, you have conversations with people. From there, you go from the front steps to the front porch. You got a little swing, the Meemaw swing, on the front porch. You have the screen door. Our aunts and our big mamas all like, okay, whether it's big mama, whether it's abuela, whether it's Meemaw, grandma, pop, whatever it is, that screen door always stay locked. Because you ain't coming in and out of the house. They should not be coming in and out of your house. These revolving door friendships, that screen door needs to stay locked. It's some folks that you only talk to through that screen door. And once they come past that, then you invite them in your house. Your house is your place of peace. Your house is your safe place. That's your place of solace. Not everybody gets access to that place. But y'all will just let anybody in. We're going to go to the club. We're going to go out to eat. No, where do they rank? Where do you have these discussions with them? Everybody doesn't get access to that place. And stop letting everybody in your physical home. I don't care what you believe, but they bring that energy with them. Whatever they fighting, whatever they done let in, whatever they done laid up with and gave place to, whatever it is, they gonna come in your house and they will deposit it there because they know that they can. They will come in your house and kick off their funky ass shoes and come and make themselves comfortable and eat your food and then talk about you like a dog. And talk about you like a dog. Pet your cat, play with your dog and everything. Watch the game with you watching the Super Bowl, the draft, whatever it is. And we'll leave. And we'll deposit filthy energy in your home that you have to war with. That you have to ask to be taken away. That you got to pray off, sage off, dance off, shout off, bathe off, and you wondering why you're nauseous, why you're dealing with anxiety, why you're dealing with all these different things. It's because you're going to let these people come in their house and bring filth with them.
Some of your biggest ops call you bro and sis.
Okay, we're going to go to the gentleman right there. We got no, she was, okay. Her
So this question is for you. I wanted to know a little bit from like from your therapeutic modality perspective. So I know that this can be very motivational for people to hear, but it also can be very extreme, right? You don't go from step A to step Z. So like from a therapeutic modality, like what would you recommend for people that are needing this support or this help to make these changes or these boundaries, like step 1, just to get to step B?
So first off, I would say, hey, go to therapy, right? And I know that sounds very cliche, especially coming from a therapist.
Ask your question.
Right? But the one person that you're gonna talk to that has no bias in your life is going to be a therapist, right? You can't talk to your mama and ask her for advice because she's gonna give you advice from a personal bias perspective, right? I have nothing to gain from giving you, or not even advice, right? Giving you the tools that's gonna get you out my office. As a therapist, my goal is to not be a therapist. And I know that sounds crazy, right? Which, once again, I know I will never work myself out of a job. But it's to give y'all tools to go, hey, Nikki, I'm good, I don't need you. I'll call you if I do, but right now, I'm at a place where I don't need you. So that's gonna be that I will always tell people, so go to therapy. And yes, it's going to be difficult to find a therapist. Hey, guess what? You don't have to stick with a therapist if they ain't doing their job the way they need you to do it. You don't have to stay with them, right? Get on a therapist waiting list. Call around, get on those waiting lists. Call your insurance. If you got insurance, call that number on the back. They can tell you who's credentialed to work with you. If you got a job that has insurance, EAP is gonna give you 5 to 6 sessions that you can at least start to work, right? Because if you don't start, we just gonna continue to have these conversations.
There's also apps, BetterHelp. Where'd Chris go?
I just want to add, if for people that are looking for therapists or somebody that's a mental health specialist, I know that there's a little bit of controversy sometimes because the percentage of people that are Black that do this type of work is very, very small. So if you need some support and you want somebody that actually will understand you from like a cultural perspective or something like that, you can look up the Association of Black Psychologists. There's about 4% of Black psychologists in the world, but there's they just had a convention last week or the week before. But it's actually going to be a really good idea for you to maybe look to find Black therapists or psychologists or clinical psychologists that can help and support you.
I will add on, you can always look up the National Association of Black Social Workers. I am a licensed clinical social worker, as well as Therapy for Black Girls and Therapy for Black Men. .org are great places to start. I have no problem telling people if you need a referral, if you reach out to me, I'm gonna go in our Clinicians of Color Facebook group and go, hey, I have a 32-year-old man living in Des Moines. Does anybody take Blue Cross Blue Shield? Somebody will say, I got somebody in my practice that'll take it. So the resources are there.
All right, go ahead, sir.
So I have someone listening in right now, and their question was, how do you deal with an evil/jealous mom?
Oh, this is wonderful. Hey, boo, I don't know you, but stop talking to her.
It's always
keep it simple,
right? Living in the same house, it's a lot of a lot if you're living in the same house, and to be honest, the relationship may not evolve until well into adulthood, like further into adulthood, because things didn't evolve with my mama until 5 years ago when Mike and I got married. Chris, take the mic to the back.
Hold on, he's got a question.
Hold on. There's a level of disconnection, of real disconnection that has to take place. Our parents are our parents, but they are still people. And when they dump and abuse and all kinds of stuff and sabotage, and one of the reasons why I love being bald-headed, first of all, it's hot. I can't, no. But one of the reasons why I started cutting my hair off is because my mama would pull on my hair. I have a very, very, like, my family is super, super duper mixed. So at its longest, my hair was all the way down here. And super curly because I'm half Puerto Rican. And I started cutting it off because if she jumped on me, it would be the first thing that she reached for. So that, like, is very to my, you know, my circumstances. There's a level of disconnection. We're not gonna have conversations about particular things. I'm not gonna entertain any conversations about particular things. If you are hating on certain things, you don't even ever have to worry about me saying anything about that, bro. I'm not gonna talk about my health. We're gonna talk about the sun. We're gonna talk about Scandal. We're gonna talk about the anime that I watched, but outside of that, there's literally not a white picket fence. There is a prison fence, electric with the barbed wire at the top in place. This is for all of you. Do not have those kinds of conversations with people. If your mama is not safe, she's not a safe person. The sooner that you accept that, the healthier that you can be, because I'm not what you're doing by entertaining conversations, and you're opening the door to this. You're saying that I want to be abused. No, I don't want to have none of that. Don't say shit to me. Don't say shit to me. I'm not talking to you about nothing. And then what they do is they try to force you to have those conversations with them. And you're not telling me anything. Why don't you talk to me? You're not calling me as much. I don't have to tell you shit. You got me here. Your job is done. Once you done moved out, if you can't go to them for help, for comfort, for support, their job is done. Their job was to get you here. They're not stewarding your life. You're not learning anything that makes you better. You're being abused. And I'd be damned if I just let somebody dump their trauma on me. So you have to put it in place. You don't have to be disrespectful. You can be tactful. If they take it there, then you exit. If they take it there, you end the conversation. If they take it there, it's plenty of RPGs that we play where you can choose the battle or not. Choose your weapon.
That's true.
And choose your weapon. You don't go to family events. This is where y'all gotta be okay with solitude. Because solitude is gonna be painful for a little while. I'm not gonna go to these family events. We're not about to have these conversations. I'm not about to have y'all talking about my weight. I'm not about to have y'all asking me how long I'm about to be single. I'm not about to have y'all telling me when I'm getting a wife. None of that. I don't go. Every year around the holidays, I post a PSA on my social media. Don't go, and tell your mama I said so.
I call it the Christmas clapback.
Don't
okay. Here's a story of the Christmas clapback of 2017. My aunt gonna sit at the Christmas dinner table and keep asking me, why you ain't got married, right? I said, the same reason why you still living with the same man that is just as old as I am. Okay. Your relationship and my age are about the same age. And y'all ain't married. Right? At that point, she go calling my mama, Sharon, come get Cosby. My mama said, I told y'all to leave her alone. And to this day, she ain't never asked why ain't married, why ain't got kids. She ain't asked about a dog, a cat, or a goldfish. Okay?
Hurt people feelings.
Hurt people feelings.
We're gonna put it on a shirt. Hurt people feelings.
I'll bring my shirt next year.
Yeah. Cause when y'all scan, make sure you follow us so you can keep in touch with us, update us. We not rude, uppity people. You know what I mean?
Make
if you
sure
have
y'all
questions,
follow.
we're gonna run through a fast Q&A round. We're gonna get to the hands that are raised, and we're gonna do a speed question round because we have some stuff for y'all. But make sure you stay in touch with us. If you want us back next year, because I'm going to be we going to get some t-shirts made that say DreamCon Aunties. And we're going to come back. I like feeding folk. We're going to bring y'all some snacks, okay? We're going to bring y'all some other stuff to give away. But if y'all want to see us back here, you have the power to do that. You can go into the DreamCon app. You can rate us and push it forward because we want to be able to come back and love on y'all every year. Because we gotta break these cycles. And we gotta break these cycles. There's so much that y'all have to do. Y'all have stuff to do.
I don't want to leave.
Go ahead, sir. And then we just gonna move around the room.
Right. First, thank you for providing us this cathartic and very open space.
Right.
Like, I love it. I really do appreciate it. I want to stay on the topic of clapping back. You know, it's an art, really. Like when you really think about it, it's really about advocating for yourself and showing up in those conversations. You know, and I've been doing the work for I'll say about 5 years now, and sometimes I find it to be like a visceral reaction. Like I almost feel guilty because I'm standing up for myself. And I don't know where to draw the line sometimes. You know, sometimes I feel like I'm overdoing it. Sometimes I feel like I'm underdoing it. So I guess what I'm wondering is, what would you recommend as far as...
Why do you feel like advocating for yourself, your mental well-being is overdoing it? Baby, I can never overdo it when it comes to me.
Right.
Ever. When we talk about main character energy, that is literally main character energy. It's thinking you are the baddest thing in the room. Right? How many of us remember Lean on Me?
Of course.
He said he was the HNIC. Remember that?
Yeah, I see.
The HNIC.
He said that.
we gotta move quickly through the responses. Okay.
All right. Okay.
This is really good.
And I want to end this a little earlier too because I want y'all to be able to come up to us
and keep talking.
Yeah, and have the one-on-one.
I don't know. It was him, and then it was.
Okay.
Okay.
She had her hand up for quite a while. So.
Thank you. Once again, thank you for creating a space for us. As far as the summit here and the Luffy lovers in the room, I'm not on the Sunny. I am very sorry. But my favorite character is Prompto from Final Fantasy 15 and how he learned his truth and continued to walk in his truth. And I just as Cindy, that's his love interest because I admire how she has always been in her truth. But here we go. My question is, I live with, am working through, not living with, I work through body dysmorphia. And it's not something that my family takes very seriously. My family's from Oklahoma. So you eat, and then you eat some more. I'm never sure how to politely tell them I am not eating.
Stop being polite.
That's also fair.
And be real.
Okay. That also, and then it runs into the thought of this is how my family shows love.
Thank you. However, I love y'all, but not in the way you want me to. I cannot eat everybody's food. We don't eat everybody's house.
When you think about things in the grand scheme of things, tactful, you can be rude and tactful at the same time. I know y'all don't think that it's possible, but you really, really can. And establishing those boundaries and say, this is what I don't do. This is what I don't do, because what's the norm for y'all is unhealthy. And if they don't agree with that, then they wouldn't have access to me. Because if they can't honor your boundaries, then they're not honoring you, your humanity. Who's next?
Over here.
Go ahead, Chris.
Hi, again, thank you so much for this safe space. I really appreciate everything that y'all are doing, and this is really great. So I'm someone who doesn't subscribe to the idea of respect your elders because they're my elders.
I don't either.
I respect people who show me respect, and so I have a situation where it's like, there's some elders in my life who I know have been abusive to people I love, but the people who were abused are like, well, they were in a bad situation during their lives and it was just, they didn't know how to handle it. So we should have empathy for them. And I'm like, you're someone I love and they abused you? No, I'm not gonna show empathy. I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z just because maybe you've forgiven them doesn't mean I should. So I'm just wondering, like, how do you navigate like someone, like a relationship with someone that you know has hurt someone you love?
I don't. That empathy sounds like enabling to me. If people get those two words mixed up.
Yeah.
Stop being empathetic and don't entertain those people. When I say maintain your peace, I mean that at all costs.
So yeah, thank you again. I really like the house analogy because I use rings for my people and people I've kind of, you know, they kind of talked about me about not expecting everything from everybody, and I was like, you can't do, you know, everybody ain't built for everything. But my question is there a situation where you give grace to people who are, I guess, getting into realizing that you're not gonna be that people pleaser anymore? Like, I just started this journey in the past year of like picking myself and my family and certain friends. I'm starting to realize there's like some subliminal, you know, haterishness of like, oh, you always go, you always on the flight, you doing this. But I'm like, I know that I feel like, and they have always supported me, but I'm like, is there a balance between not completely cutting them off and being like, you ain't for me? Or like, is there a way to navigate that transition? And I'm like, I feel like they ain't got nothing to do with me, but I do love it. I know. You know. So how do is there a time frame? Is there like certain markers of like, oh, you're just not gonna get with it? Because it is kind of fresh. But is there like, I am, like we said, like feeling guilty. Like, I'm feeling guilty by doing this because you're used to these things, but there's still that part of me is like, no, it ain't got nothing to do with me. But it's a hard place to be in right now.
So that's gonna really come down to your personal comfort, right? In the sense of, you know, when you get to your being sick and tired of being sick and tired. After you get too far sick and tired of having to constantly try to validate your actions, you ain't gonna worry about how they feel when you cut them off, or when you love them.
Yeah, your comfort is
Sorry,
always
y'all.
key. Your comfort is what's key. And remember how I said your body will respond, and your body will you'll get tired, like you'll feel gross. You'll get tired of it. You'll really get tired of it. Yeah, we got 5 minutes left.
Hello. I just want to say thank you so much. I definitely will be not only acknowledging this room and this space. When I walked in, it felt different. Everything out there is chaotic, fun, and when I walked in, I instantly felt a spirit of peace. So I thank you for that space. So not only will I be suggesting that you all come back, I will be suggesting that you're on a bigger stage, because this needs to be heard by every person coming to this event, because all of us are dealing with something, and I definitely have things to deal with. However, I'm going to put myself to the side right now. I have an educator background, and my question is, when we're dealing with the youth and we're talking to them about the different things that they're going through and experiencing, and we're assisting them, many times they are still in the households of those who are putting that energy into their spirit. So it is a little bit more difficult to get to them and to keep them, because you have them in the school, you have them during that time, then when they go home it's something completely different. So I guess my question is how do we still have that impact, and do we draw in the family? Do you have any tips for doing that as we're engaging with the community or the scholars?
So this is where you reach out to those other professionals in school. I was a teacher while I was in graduate school. This is where you reach out to your school social worker, your school counselor, your guidance counselors, your community organizations, and get them involved, right? Because when we say we're a village, we don't just mean our immediate family and friends or the people we live in a neighborhood with. Is get those people involved. Bring those people in for mentorship programs. Bring them in to show them Black people cosplay, right? Bring them in to show Black men go to therapy,
or bring them in to say, hey, this is how we need to help these children. And ultimately, then you start bringing the family in.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Can I speak to that too really quick? Because I understand kind of your perspective as well. I used to be a coach in middle school and at the high school level. And I think the biggest thing that you can do in that also is do everything that you can to expose them to people who are healthy that look like them. Because that gives them another place of positive pouring into them where you don't feel like you're constantly doing it alone. So the more that you can do that, that will help with that as well.
All right, got one right here. So let me get hers, and then we will do this quick. Yeah.
Okay, well, hi everybody. My name is Key. I don't have a question, but I just wanted to co-sign everything that they said. I've been in therapy since I was 13 because I told my mom I wanted to kill myself at 13, but I know where I'm good. All right. It's very important to love yourself, okay? Y'all is in here questioning, oh, I'm standing up for myself, oh, I'm doing this for myself, and you're feeling bad. Ask yourself, really, why are you feeling bad for defending yourself, for being yourself? Because a lot of people can't do that shit. A lot of people will conform to society standards or whatever the case may be. Love yourself. They're not lying to y'all. If you was questioning what they were saying, I'm telling you, as someone who's been in therapy since I was 13, 14, they're not lying to you. They're being very honest. Love yourself. Love who you are. Be who you are to the fullest extent. You see when she said, do you love yourself? I said, yes. And I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know we supposed to say it out loud. Love yourself. Be loud about it. Right. And if somebody questioning it, be like, you don't love yourself? I don't know, friend. Maybe you should get in therapy. And therapy does work. It does work. Okay, y'all. Love y'all. My name is Key. Come talk to me after if you want to.
Afterwards, we're gonna be out in the hall. So y'all not gonna be crowding us. Y'all not gonna be okay. Okay. Y'all come over and have a conversation.
You were supposed to use those stairs, sir, that they provided for you.
But I want to do this. I want to do this quickly because it's important. It was important to me. Go ahead, Key. Come here.
See, these are the young folks, so I'm gonna let her go also, because I have a question, but I'm just gonna end up asking Nikki anyway.
With the hat on, sir.
Thank you.
Yep. Come here.
I guess I had a question. I said, like, people, I guess parents who can't let go of like a certain past, like a person you were before and you're not that person anymore. They just can't let it go. They can't get rid of the past. They can't. And it's like, oh, my dad would be, and then my dad likes to preach, oh, like, you know, forgive and forget, but he doesn't forgive and forget. So
say that.
So people tend to hold on to the past you because that was the you they were comfortable with, right? That was the you that 9 times out of 10 didn't have boundaries. You were people pleasing. You were easily manipulated. You conformed to what they wanted. You sought their validation. No, I can't just let you go. What? If I can't get what I want out of you, why am I gonna let you go? Or why am I gonna be comfortable with you? You continue to do what you do, right? Because you have to live your life how you see fit and how it most feels honest and authentic, right? If you get nothing else out of this today, out of this whole hour and a half we have talked, is about being authentic. We are in a space with 20,000 plus people who have decided my girl over here is gonna be Tina today, right? That is not normal, right? That is not what we see or what we have been told is normal. And we're saying we're gonna do this anyway. Do you? Literally. And let daddy, don't worry about him forgiving everything because he don't even know the definition of forgiveness. It's okay. Being that he wanna forgive him, that's possible.
Therapist at Chicago. I think that's my ticket. Yeah, nah.
So my question, I know that this is wrapping up. So my question is that one of my best friends in Texas is amazing, but her partner, I feel like is trash. Like I I'm not super comfortable with being around them anymore. So I
All right, guys. So we're about to head out. I'm gonna take a break from the live. I should be back later on.
I feel like I kind of answered my own
But I appreciate y'all coming through. I will catch y'all later.
Like my best
Y'all have a great day. I'll be back live later, hopefully. Much love. Bearded out.
Her partner had 3 kids.